For me...
Hey, Carl, are you coming back? Over.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll be coming back. Over.
Okay, I'm about to do an orientation for everybody. So yeah, see you in a minute. Over.
I'm here because I can't stand for this. I remember learning about history, you know, like Nazi Germany in history class, and thinking, you know, what would I have done? This is what I hope I would have done then, and it's what I feel I need to be doing now. There is no other option for me to just sit home. At this point, they are taking human beings and shipping them off for death sentences for absolutely no reason besides racism and hatred and the death machine, and I don't support it, and that's why I'm out here.
No one is illegal on stolen land! No one is illegal on stolen land!
We understand that Avelo has signed a contract with the Trump administration to deport people in chains on its planes from Arizona to El Salvador, and that's without cause, without judicial proceedings. I mean, it violates the Constitution of the United States, and Avelo's participating in this to make a few bucks. So we say, Avelo going to do that? We want to boycott you. We want people to know that this is not what the United States should be about. This is not America to me.
I found the blank one. I'm like, okay. Yes, and Social Security, dear God, they take that away. I have not. My name is Ana Juarez, and I'm a proud Mexican, and I am a member of the New Haven Immigrants Coalition. Our work began the evening after the election, when several local leaders, activists, friends, and neighbors formed an idea that then became a strong and powerful alliance. We have been hosting Know Your Rights trainings, doing street outreach, operating a rapid response line, and talking to our friends and family about their rights, our rights. Yeah. I just want to thank all of you for being here. Honestly, I'm sure all of you really care about human rights, and if you can look around, I know someone's commented before, there's not a lot of brown people here, and you wonder why, right? A lot of us are afraid to come out. People in my neighborhood are afraid to come out. What used to be busy streets, as soon as the weather gets nice, the kids aren't out there anymore. Parents aren't out there anymore, and I want you to reflect on that. As you see everybody here, you see kids on bikes out here, they're not afraid. But in my neighborhood, they are.
Thank you all for coming out today. My name is Hope Chavez, and I'm a member of the New Haven Immigrants Coalition. I am proud to be a New Havener. I am really damn proud of the over 33,000 signatures from all 50 states and all 17 countries that are supporting this boycott and this movement. That's right. You are powerful. You are powerful in numbers. So today, I'm here to remind you of a couple of safety things, right? Because what are we here to do? We're here to keep each other safe. We're going to get rowdy. We're going to be nonviolent, but we're going to get rowdy.
All right, I think we all know why we're here. We're here because we want Avelo to end this contract, right?
That's right.
As a city, I don't think we stand for supporting an administration that's disappearing people. No criminal records, but even so, I don't think Avelo cares that much about people's lives anyways. And if you look at their mission statements, I don't think it quite lines up with what they're doing. They purport to keep everyone safe. I don't think that happened. I don't know if you guys read the ProPublica article, but they've been directed to not worry about the immigrants' lives. Does that sound like keeping everyone safe to you? No! Does it sound like doing the right thing? No! Another mission statement they have, or value, is keeping it simple. I think we have a pretty simple request today, right? Yeah. Right? Let's end that contract. So, let's do, hey, Avelo. Let's be clear. We support immigrants here. Hey, Avelo. Let's be clear. member. Please welcome Kika Matos.
Thank you. Hello, New Haven! Hello, New Haven! Thank you for being here. I also have a message for Avelo. It's been 4 years since Avelo announced that it would be setting up shop in New Haven. Public officials rolled out the red carpet. We welcomed them. We gave them tax breaks, right? We even said that we were going to support them by upgrading the airport infrastructure. 4 years is a long time, right? How many of you remember what the hell you were doing 4 years ago? Right? You don't. So in the 4 years that this airline has been here, you would think that its leadership would have done its homework and taken time to learn about New Haven, our city, and our values. Have they done that? Have they done that? Are we going to teach them about our values? I'm going to share my top 4 things that I want Avelo to know about New Haven and our values, and feel free to add on to that during this rally. The first thing I want Avelo to know is that we are a welcoming city. Are we a welcoming city? Yes! We have a rich and proud history of welcoming immigrants and refugees. So much so that we are recognized nationally as a cutting-edge city with amazing policies that others around the nation have copied. So Avelo, take note. The second thing that I want Avelo to know is that we have a track record of protecting immigrants when ICE has come to town. Do we? Every time ICE has come to town to break doors down and drag our immigrant brothers and sisters out and arrest them and detain them, what have we done? We have kicked them out of town. Are we going to continue to do that? Will we ever be complicit? We will never be complicit, and neither should Avelo. The third thing, and I know that we've got some public officials here, the third thing that I want Avelo to know is that every single time that our public officials have gotten behind us and coalesced around immigrant rights, guess what? We have won. Whether it was the ID card fight, whether it was the raids of 2007, or efforts to protect immigrants in sanctuaries, we fought and we won every one of those fights, and guess what? We are going to win this fight as well. And finally, this is my favorite one because I see myself on this one. This is also what I want Avelo to know, which is that our activists, we are a bunch of stubborn badasses. We are relentless. We are stubborn, and you know how I know? Because I'm one of them. We will not back down. We will not be dissuaded. We are going to organize. We're going to fight, and we're going to win. Who's with me? We will not give up until each and every one of our demands are met. This campaign is now national in scope. So what should Avelo expect? They should expect more pressure, more attention. Avelo, listen, escúchame. It's never too late. History is watching. Do the right thing. Se puede. Se puede. Se puede. I would drop the mic, but I'm probably going to break it.
Thank you, Kika.
All right, give it up for Kika one more time, please. All right, let's keep this energy up. I love that sign. Would you mind holding that up? Hold that up and show everyone, please. Can I hear you make some noise for that? For due process, not profits. Due process, not profits. Due process, not profits. Due process, not profits. Woo! Thank you. All right.
I'm Pastor Jack from Spring Glen Church, a congregation of the United Church of Christ. We are also a member congregation of Connect, congregations organized for a new Connecticut, a network of interfaith communities of all faiths and some atheist or secular partners as well. That there's about 40 institutions and 30,000 people committed to doing the work of solidarity and resisting this corrupt shift in rise of white Christian nationalism in our country. I am here as a pastor to denounce white Christian nationalism. And anybody out there who is Christian, I hope that you will loudly denounce it as well to make sure it is clear that that is not the intention, the heart of Christianity, which was a movement rooted in a brown-skinned Palestinian Jew, homeless man on the edges of the empire. Tonight, we, in Christian circles, are celebrating Maundy Thursday, the night where we retell the story of an innocent man being arrested by a racist empire. Now, if you know Christians out in the world, or if you are a Christian out in the world who cares about that story of an innocent man being unceremoniously arrested by a racist regime, but you don't care about the people today being arrested by a racist American empire, you are missing the point. Amen? Friends, we are here to interrupt this injustice, to make sure that the world knows that this is not okay with us. Is this okay with you? No! Now, Avelo has has 4 principles on their website that they say ground all of their business decisions. One of those is do the right thing. Does this sound like the right thing to you? No! Are we going to let them know that this is not the right thing? Yes! So, friends, thank you all for being here. Thank you for your signs, your beautiful witness to the world. Know that you are not alone. There are plenty more clergy. There's an entire network of clergy through what's known as the New Sanctuary Movement who want to be in solidarity, who are showing up and trying to do their best to protect the migrant community amongst us in our congregations and outside our congregations. Keep showing up. One of the ways that you can keep showing up, a bunch of us, a handful of us, were here yesterday. Yesterday, there was a meeting of the New Haven Airport Authority, the Tweed Board of Directors, and they meet the third Wednesday at 4 p.m. every month, right here in this building. So, are you guys... I am going to commit to keep showing up because I was very disappointed yesterday. This wasn't even on their agenda. They did not, even in the part of the agenda that said other business where anybody could have brought this up, not a single member of the board brought up the Avelo contract to provide transportation for these unconstitutional deportations. Are we going to allow them to keep operating as if this is business as normal? No. Who's going to show up with me next third Wednesday to the board meeting to make sure they do what they need to be doing? Yeah? We got to show up. Rallies are important. They're crucial. They help us get fired up, but we got to keep showing up. Who's going to keep showing up? Amen.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to hear you. Good afternoon, everyone. I also want to see your signs. Let me see your signs. All right. So my name is Luis Luna. I am a member of Connecticut Immigrants Coalition, the New Haven Immigrants Coalition. Give it up for Connecticut Immigrants Coalition. So I wanted to speak with you about 2 things. I wanted to speak about how corporations and companies are benefiting from the deportation machine. So Avelo just got a contract, and we're going to stop that contract. But there's so many companies out there as well that are profiting from detention. So recently, I'm gonna bring my. A company. I'm gonna give you one example. So there's a company called Deployed Services. So they just got awarded a $3.8 billion contract. And and what they do is they set up encampments. And their contract, they're going to set up encampments at a military base in Texas. So what I want us to understand is that this administration, we see the vitriol, we see the hate, right, bubbling up, and we see and we feel it, and we see how people, how my community, how my family, how our community, how our family are suffering on this. Underneath that, there's a mechanism. There's people who are making a lot of money. So I want us to pay attention to that. And I want us to organize like we are organizing now so we can stop these contracts from ever happening. So we can abolish ICE. So we can abolish all of these things that we are seeing. All right, so we have a choice, right? So we have made a choice to come here to boycott this company. And we have showed up to each other, with each other. And right now I want you to look around. I want you to look around at the good people that you see here. Together we are very powerful, right? And together we can do things and we can get involved and we can use our energy and organizing skills to work together to defeat this shit. All right, so I invite us all to continue being together. I invite you to continue to organize and be together and continue to burn this shit down. So, all right, so now I am going to invite our good friend, Senator Blumenthal, who supports us and supports our fight to end this contract and supports this inhumane system that we have in front of us. So, Senator Blumenthal.
Thank you. I'm gonna stay down here because I want to be with some of the signs. Come on up. Bring your sign. And maybe we'll get that one too. Haven't these speakers been great? I'm so proud to stand here with fellow elected leaders, the alders, state representative, and say to you, Avelo has to change its course. To the president of Avelo, you really stepped in it. You made a bad mistake. You made a political mistake. You made a legal mistake. You made a financial mistake. And most important, you made a moral mistake. You know, when a plane takes off in the winter, they have to de-ice the wings. Avelo's got to de-ice its wings. Get rid of ice. Now, you know, this is not just some abstract cause that we're talking about here to try to win political points. This is real life. At this very moment, people who were immigrants to this country, here lawfully, are sitting in El Salvador in a high security, inhumanitarian prison, and they deserve justice. At this moment, Abrega Garcia is sitting in prison in El Salvador, and he deserves justice. So what we have to say to Avelo is, come clean. Show us the contract. Get rid of that contract. Break that contract. Do the right thing for Connecticut, for America, for immigrants who deserve to be here, who have a lawful right to be here, and they deserve due process. Every one of them deserves due process. Hands off our lawful immigrants. Thank you all for being here today. And let me just say, whatever our differences today, we ought to all be for justice in this country. We ought to stand together and keep families together and make sure that Avelo puts due process in front of process. Thank you all for being here.
A total fucking rock star. Amber from Semilla Collective.
Okay, hello everyone, how are we doing? Okay, I want to do some liberation chants. So up with liberation, down with deportation. No more flights, no more fear. Avelo's profits cost too dear. So I'm going to say up with liberation, you're going to say down with deportation. Up with liberation. Down with deportation. Up with liberation. Up with liberation. Woohoo! Thank you all so much for being here. I love the signs. Raise the sign. Let me see the signs. Woo! Show your signs, people. Okay, I'm going to read a few signs. Yes, don't let your family vacation support separation. Yes, basta con la migra. Stop separation. Yes, free. What is that? Sorry, I can't. Remove. Free Quimar Abrego Garcia. Woo! Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ambar. I want to begin by asking us to take a moment of silence for Jocelyn Rojo Carranza, who died by suicide last February after bullies threatened to call eyes on her parents. Thank you. I also want to acknowledge the stolen land of the Quinnipiacs that we are currently standing on. I'm a proud member of the Semilla Collective and the New Haven Immigrants Coalition and a proud daughter of immigrant parents. I'm here today to speak out against something deeply disturbing. Avelo Airlines' involvement in immigration enforcement flights. By participating in these flights, Avelo is not just transporting people. They are actively supporting a system that treats human beings like cargo. A system that tears families apart, disregards due process, and profits from the pain of vulnerable communities. Let's be clear, these are not just flights. They are forced removals, deportations. They are the final step in a brutal process that criminalizes migration, separates communities, and feeds into a larger machine of systemic racism. When a company like Avelo agrees to operate these flights, they're choosing to align themselves with this machine. They are choosing to turn the blind eye to the stories, the struggles, and the humanity of the people they are flying out. What's especially harmful is how this process attempts to efface identities, to erase individuality. People are reduced to case numbers and manifests, loaded onto planes as if they are problems to be removed rather than human beings with lives, dreams, and rights. Shame, 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 shame. Avelo's participation helps strip them from dignity. It helps erase them from the places they've called home, from the communities where they've raised children, worked jobs, and paid taxes. Taxes from which they won't never benefit from. Shame. I oppose Avelo's decision, and so should you. If this doesn't make your blood boil, then shame on you. Avelo's decision, and it goes beyond business. It's a moral stance. When a corporation chooses to profit off deportation, it becomes part of violence. They become complicit in the trauma, in the destruction of families, and in the erosion of the values we claim to stand for: freedom, dignity, and justice. To Andrew Levy, I say this: if you care about people as you state in your safety regulations and policies on your website, if you claim to serve communities, then you cannot play a role in tearing them apart. You cannot help but face the very people who keep this country running. And if you don't think that you have been affected by these attacks against the immigrant community, I want you to think again, because this attack is against humanity. An attack against one community is an attack against all communities. So let's say it loud, let's stay organized, and let's demand more from those in power. Thank you. I will now say it in Spanish. Buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Ámbar. Quiero comenzar pidiéndoles que tomemos un momento de silencio para Jocelyn Rojo Carranza, quien se suicidó el febrero pasado después de los acosadores amenazaron con llamar a ICE a su familia. Gracias. También quiero reconocer la tierra de los indígenas Quinnipiac en la que estamos, en donde estamos actualmente. Soy una orgullosa miembro del colectivo Semilla y de la coalición de inmigrantes de New Haven. Y una orgullosa hija de inmigrantes. Estoy aquí para hablar en contra de algo profundamente inquietante. La participación de Avelo Airlines en los vuelos de aplicación de la ley de inmigración. Al participar en estos vuelos, Avelo no solo transporta personas. Están apoyando activamente un sistema que trata a los seres humanos como carga. Un sistema que destroza familias, ignora el debido proceso y se beneficia del dolor de las comunidades vulnerables. Seamos claros, no se trata de solo los vuelos, son expulsiones forzadas, deportaciones. Son el paso final de un proceso brutal que criminaliza la migración. Separa comunidades enteras y alimenta una maquinaria más amplia del racismo sistémico. Cuando una compañía como Avelo acepta operar estos vuelos, está eligiendo alinearse con esa máquina. Están eligiendo dejarle la espalda a las luchas y a la humanidad de las personas que están deportando. Lo que es especialmente dañino es cómo este proceso intenta borrar la identidad, borrar la individualidad. Las personas son reducidas a números de casos y se manifiestan cargadas en aviones como si fueran problemas a eliminar de un lugar. Pero son seres humanos con vidas, sueños y derechos. La participación de vuelo ayuda a despojarlos de su dignidad. Ayuda a borrarlos de lugares que han llamado hogar, de las comunidades donde han criado a sus hijos, han trabajado y han pagado impuestos. Impuestos que nunca beneficiarán. Me opongo a la decisión de Avelo y ustedes también deberían hacerlo. Porque va más allá de los negocios, es una postura moral. Cuando una empresa decide beneficiarse de la deportación, se convierte en parte de la violencia. Se convierten en cómplices del trauma, de la destrucción de las familias y de la erosión de los valores que vamos a defender: la libertad, la dignidad y la justicia. A Andrew Levy le pido lo siguiente. Si te preocupas por las personas como lo declaras en tus normas y políticas de seguridad en tu sitio web, si afirmas a servir en las comunidades, entonces no puedes desempeñar un papel en destrozarlas. No puedes evitar borrar las mismas personas que mantienen este país funcionando. Y si usted cree que no ha sido afectado por estos ataques en contra de la comunidad inmigrante, quiero que vuelva a pensarlo de nuevo, porque este es un ataque en contra de la humanidad. Un ataque en contra de una comunidad es un ataque en contra de todas las comunidades. Así que mantengamos el ruido, mantengámonos organizados y exijamos más de los que están en poder. Gracias. Okay, and now I'm going to introduce Aaron Jeffress, who is a poet and a New Haven resident.
Take Avelo with you. Brian here. They can pay back that tax-free jet fuel.
This administration scares me to death. But when my 4-year-old feels worried in the dark, it's fine. if I can breathe with them till there's courage in their heart and mine. So, so we're not all scared to death. Will you now look in someone's eyes and take a deep breath? Someone's eyes near you and take a deep breath. Air. I'm taking as many deep breaths as you can spare now, because they are gutting our clean energy and air now. So our lungs are going to need great health care now, but they're tearing that down too. It's not fair now, because my 90-year-old dad can only hear this poem today because the hearing aids he got from the VA. And the drug that's holding his stage 4 lung cancer at bay came through clinical trials and research, which are now cut, along with Veterans Affairs, which they're trying to gut. So now even my father is mad. Hands off trans care, hands off women's care, and hands off my 90-year-old dad. But because he's the son of immigrants and not one himself, at least he gets to live and die in his home instead of getting flown somewhere else. And because free speech is the last tool they're afraid we'll get free with, they get our personal data, then disappear those they disagree with. And disappear those whose skin or place of origin they don't want to be with. Disappear our own neighbors from the safe haven where we live. And now the same airline I used to use because it's convenient and cheap is trying to use immigrants' lives like they're inconvenient and cheap. Making money with ICE, the disappearer in chief. Avelo's profit-making need is so greedy, so deep, it's perverse. They're trying to be the Underground Railroad in reverse. Helping ICE capture brown people all over this country and New Haven, then sending them captive as far south as they can to erase them, where who knows what fate awaits them. And the fact is, I'm not actually scared to death. But in the children's hospital in this city, where I work, there's a girl whose every breath is a struggle, whose family is patiently waiting for treatment she can only get in another state. And she's born here, but her parents were not, and they're all afraid to travel lest they get caught. And the consequences of leaving this hospital or not are now equally deadly and equally fraught. And the fact is, I'm not actually scared to death, but that kid is. And others like her. And the only reason I need to take a deep breath is so I can fight for her. So I invite you to look to your left and right again and look someone in the eyes, take a deep breath, and tell them that you will fight for them. Now I'm going to do a little call and response. We're going to start real quiet. Please, you can just say it to yourself. Fear, get your hands off me. Fear, get your hands off me. I join hands with my people, take a stand with my people. I join hands with my people, take a stand with my people. So me and my people feel more free. So me and my people feel more free. Now let's shout it loud enough so that Avelo can hear us. Fear, get your hands off me. Fear, get your hands off me. I join hands with my people, take a stand with my people. I join hands with my people, take a stand with my people. So me and my people feel more free. So me and my people feel more free. Come on.
Thank you.
How's everyone feeling? I feel like we could do some more chants, right? Before we have some more speakers? Yeah? Okay. All right, so how many people know this chant? If we don't get no justice, you don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, you don't get no peace. Okay, so now there's a second part, okay? After that, if you don't drop that contract, then you won't sell no seats. All right? So if we don't get no justice, you don't get no peace. If you don't drop that contract, then you don't sell no seats. If we don't get no justice, then you don't get no peace. If you don't drop that contract, then you won't sell no seats. If we don't get no justice, you don't get no peace. If you don't drop that contract, then you won't sell no seats. That's right. Yeah. That's right. We're here to say unequivocally that all migrants are welcome here in New Haven, in Connecticut. We're here to say unequivocally that we will not allow ICE to drag its claws into our protesters, into our students, into our Muslim brothers, sisters, and siblings, into our Palestinian brothers, sisters, and siblings, into the people who have been courageously standing up for justice since this genocide began. My name is Kirill. I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation, and I'm just here to introduce speakers, but I love y'all. Thank y'all for showing up. So our first speaker is Tabitha from Connecticut Students for a Dream, and she is a powerhouse. Give her your love.
Hey everybody, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here with us this afternoon and for standing with immigrant communities. So I have a question for you. When we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! So as you heard, my name is Tabitha Sugdeo, and I'm a proud immigrant from the West Indies, specifically from Guyana. Connecticut Students for a Dream is a proud member of the New Haven Immigrants Coalition. And we're also helping to lead the Trust Act Now campaign that's also being led in conjunction with lots of different organizations that are here today. So we're really happy to be here. So we know that our immigration system is broken. And instead of raiding our hardworking immigrant communities who are paying over $90 billion with a B dollars in taxes that fund Social Security and Medicaid and our state infrastructure here in Connecticut, our nation should be helping people to regularize their status, not rounding up our hardworking immigrant communities. Federal agencies are sowing chaos and panic, ripping away our retirement savings, our jobs, and our safety nets, terrorizing our communities. And that's why we're fighting to strengthen the Trust Act in our state. And that's HB 7212. Can you tell me what number that is? HB 7212. Thank you. Please remember that number. We got it out of judiciary, and now it's headed to the House and to the Senate floors. The Strengthened Trust Act protects immigrant data living in state agencies like the DMV. It gets ICE out of our courthouses. Do we stand for ICE breaking the windows of people's cars when they're simply trying to pay a parking ticket? No! That's right. We say no to ICE in our courthouses. The Strengthening Trust Act says no to Connecticut paying dollars to subsidize corporations like Avelo that do not uphold the dignity of immigrants. Will we allow our tax-paying dollars as Connecticut residents to subsidize Avelo Airlines? No! So I call on you to reach out to your state legislators to ask them to co-sponsor, what's the number of that bill again? HB. You got it, you got it. So I ask you again, what happens when we fight back? We win! What happens when we fight back? We win! When we fight back? We win! Thank you, everybody.
I'm just introducing people. All right. Thank you. You want to do some more chanting? All right, let's do some more chanting. Avelo will shut you down. No more ICE in our town. Avelo will shut you down. No more ICE in our town. I said Avelo will shut you down. No more ICE in our town. Avelo will shut you down. No more ICE in our town. We'll shut you down. No more ICE in our town. Avelo will shut you down. No more ICE in our town. We'll shut you down. No more ICE in our town. Thank you. We can keep chanting. We can keep this shit going all day. I got another speaker to introduce. Yeah. I got another speaker to introduce. Up next we have Tate from the Democratic Socialists of America, as is stated on his t-shirt, has been doing amazing work with this coalition as well. Tate, come on up. I just sit here? I'm like lazy.
Yeah. Buenas tardes, compañeros, compañeras y compañeres. All right, let me pull up my notes here. But my name is Tate. I'm with the Connecticut Democratic Socialists of America. I'm also a medical student. All right. Hey, let's get a free Palestine to start off. All right, thank you, thank you. I'm part of the New Haven Immigrants Coalition as well. All right. Sorry, didn't have my notes up. All right, here we go. All right, I'm honored to be standing here with you all as we reject the decision of the Avelo executives to profit off the deportation flights that will be going out of the airport in my hometown of Mesa, Arizona, starting May 12th. The CEO, Andrew Levy, has already tried to divide us, but we will not be divided. Isn't that right? All right, Andrew told us that the Arizona deportation flights are actually going to be good for New Haven because it will help our New Haven economy. But we reject this notion that any deportation flights can be good. We know that an injury to one is an injury to all. And when he refers to our economy, what he actually means is his economy. The one that profits off of genocide, deportations, planetary destruction, and worker exploitation. That's not our economy, no sir. Andrew has a narrow, dull, and punitive mindset. He is trapped within the logic of our neo-fascist economic system, just like most of our politicians, Republican and Democrat, and also the cowardly institutional leaders at Yale, UConn, and Columbia, who are collaborating with ICE to deport students speaking up for genocide. Against genocide. Against genocide. But us here and the masses of people across the world, we do not have that mindset. We have the imagination of a better world, a world where there is true equality, a world that is forgiving, a world that is collaborative, and a world where there is justice for the people in our planet. And not only do we have this imagination, but we also have the power to make it possible. We have the power in our ability to not comply. We have the power to boycott Avelo. We have the power in our ability to coordinate collective action with our neighbors, friends, co-workers, and even strangers, whether they are in New Haven, Palestine, Puerto Rico, Haiti, Ecuador, Mexico, or Mesa, Arizona. Our liberation is collective. Our liberation is restorative, and it is our God-given obligation to win a world free of deportations, free of genocide, and full of love. Thank you.
Thank y'all. And now we're gonna play a song. Do you want me to hold the thing?
Sure. All right, you guys know the song, This Land Is Your Land? If you don't, you can pull up the lyrics and sing along. All right, give me a tempo though.
Up next, we have my elder. Where's my elder? Yeah, Carolyn Tenby Smith. The only person who refused to vote to permanently table the resolution on the ceasefire in Connecticut. The only person with a spine. Amazing person.
New Haven! My name is Caroline Tomby Smith, and I serve on the City of New Haven Board of Alders. And I'm so proud to be standing here next to my colleagues, Alder Miller and Alder Cupo. Listen, last week, 29 of us on the Board of Alders signed a letter speaking as one voice to call Avelo Airlines to end all of their contracts with DHS for deportation flights. Here's why this should matter to every single one of us. Just a few days ago, the U.S. Supreme Court unanimously ruled that the deportation of Kilmar Abrego Garcia was wrong. He is a Maryland resident with legal protections, and this ruling has been ignored. He's still not home. And listen, this case should be a chilling reminder of what these deportation flights are really all about. Lives upended, rights ignored, and a government that is willing to sidestep even the highest court of the land. In this moment in our country's history, these flights by this administration make our cities, our dear city of New Haven, less safe, less just, and less free. So today we say, not in our city. And finally, this moment is not just about opposing this one contract. It's about choosing who we are as a country, and probably more importantly, who we are becoming. I believe that it's going to take all of us, neighbors, electeds, institutions, and businesses, standing together with courage and clarity for the future of our country that's worth fighting for. I just want to close with a few words from someone who couldn't be here today. Our Connecticut Attorney General William Tong, he wishes that he could be here. He's no stranger to fighting for justice and fighting for Connecticut. And I just wanted to read a few words that he wanted to say, even though he couldn't be here today. Again, this is from Attorney General William Tong. Officials at both the local and state levels have worked on ways to support Avelo's expansion into Connecticut in recent years, including granting tax exemptions and upgrading airport infrastructure. However, if a business makes a policy decision which endangers innocent, law-abiding parents, children, and students, the state of Connecticut has the right to decide whether that business should continue to receive tax breaks and subsidies. Avelo gave us no assurances in their response to our letter that they wouldn't participate in cruel and abusive practices like the shackling of children aboard these flights, or that they wouldn't operate flights in defiance of a court order. That's wholly unacceptable. And lastly, from Attorney General William Tong, there's still time for Avelo to address this situation in a meaningful way, and they can start by directly answering our questions instead of hiding behind the Department of Homeland Security and legal jargon. I strongly encourage them to do so. Thank you, New Haven.
Ground the fleet! 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 Ground the fleet!
Okay, people, now we're gonna hear from Erna Alik, who is a member of the We Will Return and the CT Pasa and Solidarity Coalition. She's also a part of Trinity College SJP and co-instructs the Global Migration and Refugee Lab at the college. Woo! Give it up!
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Peace be upon you. Avelo Airlines, as we know, is aiding not only in the deportation, but in the violence that this administration has perpetrated against our immigrant communities here. However, we shouldn't be surprised. Corporations like Avelo are known to just consider return on investment and money and not human lives and dignity. And this is not the first corporation who has contributed or assisted in state violence that the government partakes in. Companies like Pratt & Whitney, Colt, and other war manufacturing industries have caused the destruction and countless Palestinian lives to be lost in the genocide in Gaza. And because of that, we have seen now pro-Palestinian students and especially Muslim students being targeted for doing exactly what we're doing right now, for standing up and for calling out the truth and for calling out all these corporations and the government and their horrible and violent policies. They were calling for accountability and calling to end the harm to their communities. And what happened to them? People like Mahmoud Halil were kidnapped, abducted away from his pregnant wife who was 9 months pregnant and with ice covering up their face. People like Rumeysa Orstuk, who was waiting to go break her 13-hour fast, was kidnapped on the side of the street with no information on where her whereabouts were. Mohsen Mahdawani, Badr Khan, all of these have been targeted, and some of them being put into a detention center in Louisiana because the government and these corporations can't stand someone telling them the truth and can't stand someone telling them off. They don't only know how to perpetrate violence to other countries, but to our own community and within their borders. They sent off mistakenly Gilmar Alberto Garcia to a prison in El Salvador because they thrive off of mass incarceration. They thrive off of the mass incarceration of Black, Brown, Latina, and Muslim community members here. From the torture chambers in Guantanamo Bay to the concrete walls of cells and the child cages at the border. The prison industrial complex is one other corporation we have to call for abolishment of. They as well are a business that only cares about money and not the human lives and dignity. Public officials that were here, you can't just be for one immigrant and not another. You can't be against one corporation, yet send your money to others. And we know, and you all should know, that the previous administration, like Blumenthal, like others, have laid the groundwork for repression, state violence, anti-Palestinian, anti-Muslim, and anti-immigrant rhetoric. And they prevented policies that are happening right now from happening at all during the 4 years that they were in office. They could have prevented this, and they did not do that. They could have put policies to prevent from him coming into power, and they did not push on that. They allowed us to be in this situation that we are right now. It is not only disrespectful to have them here, but to expect them to save us, to expect them to protect us. Their stances are not only two-faced, but empty promises. We protect us. No one else does. So we have to stand together in solidarity. Understand when one is attacked, all are attacked. When one is deported, we all are at risk of deportation right now. This is a collective struggle, a fight against repression of speech, repression of movement, mobility, as a chance for us to stand together and fight against all of these actors of state violence, from Avelo to Pratt to Colt to the United States government. So it's down with ICE, down with the borders, down with state violence and corporate violence, and down with these empires that thrive on our suffering. So, from Palestine to Mexico, from Palestine to Mexico, from Palestine to Mexico, thank you.
Ground up, please. Ground up, please.
Okay, thank you. Now we will be listening from Juan Candelaria.
Buenas a todos. Hello, everyone.
Are you excited to be here? You know, when I look around, I get excited because I'm looking at each and every one of you. You could be anywhere else, but you chose to be here and support those individuals because they could not be here and voice their boycott objections to Avelo. So I commend all of you for that. You know, Avelo came here 4 years ago. We supported that. Avelo came and said, we're going to expand flights to Puerto Rico. We supported that. But we're not going to support Avelo deporting and separating families. That we're not going to do. That we would never do that. You know, Avelo came here as an economic partner, as a community partner, but it turns out that's not the case. If you're not going to hold to that bargain, then you need to leave. That's right. We don't want you in our city. And we will continue to fight together to the end. You know, they put money, right? They put profits before their morals and their values. And we don't want a company like that in our city. No. So thank you for being here. Gracias y pa'lante.
Okay, and now we will welcome Alejandro from the Party for Socialism and Liberation.
Thank you. Sorry, I have my speech written because I'm really bad with public speeches. But yeah, my name is Alejandro. I'm with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. But I'm mainly speaking here as a healthcare worker, a member of the 1199 Healthcare Workers Union. So in hospitals and clinics across the country, immigrant healthcare workers are the backbone of our system. I have seen so many of them do so much amazing work. I've worked with them, and they are nurses, the doctors, the aides who save lives and ensure dignity in our care. Yet, while we heal others, our own communities are being torn apart by an inhumane immigration system that punishes and separates families. Right now, deportation flights are carrying people, children, parents, essential workers, towards danger and uncertainty, often without basic necessities like food, water, medical care, even bathroom breaks. Inhumane. Shame. These flights are not just a policy failure, they are a moral outrage. How can those of us who heal and help people for a living be of compassion when we allow people to be treated like cargo, stripped of their rights and humanity? We must stand together, healthcare workers, allies, and all who believe in justice, to demand an end to these cruel deportations. Call an end to this Avelo deportation contract. We must fight for due process, for humane treatment. Sorry, my hair's in my face. And for policies that recognize immigrants as people, not political pawns. So this is not just about immigration, it's about who we are as a society. If we tolerate cruelty in the shadows, we only allow it to get worse. This capitalist government and these companies will continue going down the list of attacking people until there's no one left in their way for profits and power. So for my healthcare workers and allies, let us raise our voices, not just for ending these deportations, but the future we want. One where care extends beyond hospital walls and into our laws. No human is legal, no family is disposable. Immigrants deserve to live with dignity. Palestinians deserve to live with dignity. All humans deserve to live with dignity. Free Kelmar Abrego, free Mahmoud Khalid, si se puede. Thank you.
All right, folks, how are we feeling? Yeah! Do we have a little more fight left in us tonight? Yeah! I'm sorry, do we have a little more fight left in us tonight? Yeah! Okay, good, that's what I thought. All right, so I'm gonna need you to turn around and see all the people in green vests. Those are our marshals today. Thank you, marshals. Thank you, marshals. We're gonna do a very organized movement now, okay? So we all need to listen carefully. There's two things. Number one, all these beautiful yellow signs that you see. We have, I don't know how many left now, but we had 100 made. So you can take some signs for your home. You can take a sign and give it to someone who's driving by if they slow down and they're honking and they're proud of us, right? So these signs can go to all of you and can go beyond. The second thing is we have a bunch of flyers that look like boarding passes, and they tell people about why we're here today, what we're boycotting, what this means to our community, and that we will not stand for this. So if you want to stick around for a little while and fight with us, our marshals are going to lead us on the sidewalk very safely, and we're going to stay on this sidewalk, and we're going to go down this way towards the entrance, and you're going to hand out flyers, you're going to hand out signs, and we're just going to tell people while we're here, yeah?
Up with liberation! Down, down with deportation! 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 Down, down with deportation!